Welcome to the cliff, where the fun never ends. We'll dive into topics, make new best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go on the Clips Podcast Show. Let's enjoy the flow. Ain't nobody messing with mine. We'll discuss the latest trends and news. Laugh and debate, leave you feeling amused. Oh yeah, Tim the man as your host will keep the energy high. Interviews and stories that will touch the sky. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah. Hey, Smoke, just to give you an update, it's 59-42. Cavs killing these boys, man.
That's all I need to hear.
This is ridiculous.
That's gonna keep me on for another 10 minutes.
Man, they shooting threes like it's retarded.
So you act
Anybody
okay.
that's a Cavs fan out there, yeah, we on live and here go the Cavaliers.
The thirst is real.
All right. I forgot what to say. Say it for me, Jazz. What do I supposed to say before I start?
We got Smoke, Jazz, Monique, and we got a special guest, Mr. Davis, Mr. Sir. Mr. Sir. That's his name tonight.
Not Mr. Sir. You done gave this man a new name. And he gonna blame me for it. Watch. You know he gonna blame me for it.
I'm accepted.
Well, we got a couple of subjects. We're gonna start this video. Like, subscribe, share. Anybody who's watching. We got some good ones. I'm gonna get y'all opinion on this stuff here. We know the world going crazy, but let's
Who
not
we
go.
bashing? We bashing women tonight.
We
Is
can
that what
bash
we
anybody
doing?
tonight. We got Mr. Davis on here. Let's do bashing.
Ooh,
We can bash
Monique.
niggas, women, whatever. And look at Monique. She
We're
come on
not
when she get
bashing.
bash.
We're not bashing.
Look,
We're
she
not
ready to
bashing.
bash somebody's head in. Look, she broke her
Cause
head.
tonight ain't the night
for you to be
My
playing with
arms
us,
is
Tim.
tight. I'm tired.
Y'all see how they do me, world. The world is crazy enough when you gotta be crazy with the world. Let's go with it. Let me see what I got here. Oh, let's go into this.
Y'all really need to check in on those middle classers, because I'm telling you, I just went to the grocery store. I bought about 5 days worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some fresh produce, maybe a bag of chips and a gallon of juice. And let me tell you, $400. What? Half my check gone. You know, we make too much to get any EBT with any kind of government assistance, anything. I'm telling you, it's a hard life out here, especially for those middle class people. So y'all need to check in, because we out here hurting, okay?
Yeah, but you voted his ass in.
I don't want to get real political or anything, but you guys got to check out this video.
I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration. $70 on my Target Red card. That's with my 5% discount. My son's looking at the cart and going, Mom, this was $70. We didn't even get anything. Yeah, I know, kid. And he doesn't even remember a time when you could get a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area of town for $600 a month. Now a 1-bedroom apartment in a mediocre part of town is $2,000 a month. Gas is $5.49 a gallon. It cost me $65 to fill up my tank. Before COVID, my grocery bill per month was $350. Now it's $600 a month, and I buy the exact same amount of groceries. This shit is out of control. What does the bourgeoisie think that the outcome of this is going to be? They cannot possibly believe that extracting every last dime out of the working class by inflating all of the prices and paying us poverty wages is a sustainable economic model. And the thing is that I could be mad at the bourgeoisie all day long, but they are doing exactly what is expected. They are greedy sociopaths. This is what they do. I am more mad at Americans because instead of uniting against this common enemy who is robbing us blind, we are fighting over whether or not drag queens can read books to children. At what point are we going to stop taking this shit lying down, put our foots down, and say, fuck this, and not allow it anymore? We cannot even afford to live in this country. We can't even afford to die in this country. The Republican Party is bought and paid for by the same greedy sociopaths who are robbing you, me, and our families blind every day. They are manipulating you into believing that they are going to save you from the problems that they created in your life. They have not walked a single inch in your working class shoes. They have no idea the struggle that you and I go through every day in this economy just to feed our families and keep them safe. They are gaslighting you into believing that I am your enemy so that you're distracted while they continue to do their dirt behind your back because they know that if you knew what they were doing, you wouldn't vote for them anymore. Why are you listening to them? The Democratic Party, with the exception of a very small few, is filled with weak and spineless politicians who placate to everyone just so that they can get reelected because they want to maintain some semblance of power in Congress. Why are you placing all of your faith and hope in this party to save us? Your religious leaders are funded by the same corporate sponsors who have bought your politicians, and they are weaponizing your faith against you so that you are distracted by a made-up enemy, your gay neighbor or your liberal coworker, so that you are not paying attention to the extreme financial crimes that they are committing against all of us right under your nose. In the richest country in the world, 500,000 people are homeless when there are more than enough homes to house them, and millions of children are hungry or food insecure, having their one free meal taken away from them at school. 10-year-olds are being forced to bear the child of their rapist. People are rationing their insulin and dying because they cannot afford health care. The water's polluted, the air is polluted, the soil is devoid of nutrients because we have oversaturated it in pesticides. We're not going to be able to grow our own food in the coming decades. The planet is literally dying. And they are putting hotels up in space and telling you that they can't afford to pay you a living wage, and you are believing them. This period is going to go down in the history books as one of the most epic failures that America ever allowed to happen. Future generations are going to study this time in history and ask themselves, why did they not do anything? How could they not see? And if you're sitting behind your phone right now and thinking to yourself, it's not me, it's those goddamn weirdo trans kids, then you are the people that they will be talking about. Wake the fuck up.
Guys,
Halloween, talk about horror.
And food.
Said was facts. Because at this point, I think, like, we past surviving. Like, we fed, everybody's fed up, bro. Everybody is fed up. They tell you to go to college, you go to college. You get debt. You come out of college, you can't even find a job because you don't got experience. Then they talking about internships without pay. When I found out, I was like, what? I'm giving you time and you're not paying me? No. People are really out here, like, contemplating if they should pay the bills or they should, like, pay the medicine. Like, it's absolutely absurd that, like, we're living in times where, like, at this point, you got to pay to die. Like, God forbid you break your arm or you go get a checkup at the ER, like, then, like, the old heads are absolutely clueless because they're telling you, oh, like, you're just lazy. This generation is just lazy. Go out and get a job. Like, the whole American dream, stop. Because if the next old person that comes to me and tells me that, oh, it's because I'm lazy, I'm not trying hard enough, or you see how dumb you sound, now you got to get slapped because we're not living in the same time. So I'm going to need you to wake up.
The government really won't.
You got another one too?
Yeah. Hold on.
Flashback.
No. It was a lady
it wasn't.
who was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver. And this got her a lot of airplay. She was on shows.
Yeah, she was on shows.
Her name is gonna come to me in a second. But she made, what is her name? Ebony K. Williams said she wouldn't date a bus driver, but just had a baby artificially inseminated in that blew-out monkey.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society.
Women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise.
This is the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen. The brother who passed, the day was happy he passed, he said this. Can't make this if you want to. Hit it said she won't date a bus driver, but had to have a baby artificially put in a... What the f*** is wrong with this? That is insanity if you ever saw it.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Successful women are going to have a hard time because some men think we don't need you. I need you. I need you. You can work at the gas station and I need you. Why? Because I know I'm going to get honey buns, I'm going to get barbecue chips, and a full tank of gas.
I was ready
and
to
then,
say
and then
that
I'm going to
gas.
motivate you to buy the gas station you work in.
Women have been duped. That whole feminism movement ruined everything, where women were made to believe that we don't need a man, get to the bag. I saw a study the other day that said women prefer their dogs to a man. Women would rather have a dog than a man. And I get it in some aspects because it's like it loves me unconditionally. It's going to be there and give me attention. It's going to cuddle me at night. Okay. Okay. I love that for you. And also, no, we need men. Men are important. I need my man, my husband, my father to my children, or the father to his children, and I'm a bonus mommy, whatever that looks like. I just feel like there are things that a man can bring out of a woman. And I think it's only a woman that does not have the desire to grow, that does not have the desire to selflessly trust, that doesn't want a man.
Man, I feel lied to by the culture. But I'm gonna take full responsibility there, man. I fell for it. I fell for the boss, I could do everything by myself, that hyper independent bull.
And then I'm going to motivate you to buy more gas stations.
That's right.
If that's what you want to do. Now, if you cool working at the gas station, I'll make sure your shirt is fresh and ironed. Nate, because your real name is Nathaniel. I'm going to make sure, but I always say Nate on the shirt. I'll make sure your shirt is ready. Give me some sugar. Now go work at the gas station. I'm going to scoop around, get me a tank of gas. I need that 91 octane. Baby. There you go. And I'll see you later.
The right man is not the man that's cute. The right man is not the man that got money. The right man is the man that got the Spirit of God in him.
Made in China, slapped the Made in Italy tag on it, and you are falling for the marketing, getting ripped off. 7 ways to Sundays. And this is where we are today.
I wouldn't want a man to break the bank trying to impress me because you can't do it every day. Now, if you got it, you ain't got to do it either. Keep it. I need you to keep it. What if you spending all your money trying to get some, and when I ask you, hey nigga, let me hold 500, I ain't got it. As women, we so used to being the man and the woman in our relationship that we don't know how to
fall back and just be the woman.
There you go. And I know how to make a sandwich. You want cheese on your sandwich? What you need? I know what to do. I want to pick up the dry cleaning. I want to do what I saw my mama who raised me and who was married to my father. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be the wife.
But with God's Spirit in a man, he becomes to the woman that which the originator intended him to be. Now when
I haven't met him. I wouldn't even have met that man.
Into you. A lot of ladies don't understand that the laws of averages says that perfect guy does not think that you are perfect. That 1% man does not think that you are the 1%. So you better get in where you fit in. You dig?
Would a 50-50 man for you disqualify?
Absolutely.
Disqualified? What if he? Okay.
Like I haven't met him. I wouldn't even have met that man. A man that wants to be like half and half had never met me. I didn't meet him. He wasn't even in my room. I never met a man like that.
Money makes me your leader. Period, point blank. If I give you money in exchange for services, it don't have to be sex. It don't have to be sex. It could just be things I need to get done. That makes me your leader in a certain situation. So I think a lot of times people they don't like to be in a position where they feel like somebody is dominant over them. They have a misconception of what leadership is. It's like if you need somebody for anything, you know, that's just a human condition. So if you need somebody or you see somebody else dealing with somebody because they need them, because your ego tells you that's not right, doesn't mean that it's wrong. You know what I mean?
Let's get have it all. Not only can they have it all, but it's not even a task for them to have it all. And it takes absolutely no effort from them. They came here good enough. They are beautiful no matter what they say. You have 300-pound ladies, full backs, full big, and help you establish a thriving family unit. Especially if it means they have to have skin in the game in a form of labor, sweat equity, and, Lord forbid, money. Because someone told them that they are way too good to struggle in love.
The facts of the matter are that the vast majority of people here, especially black people, would be smart to go 50-50 with each other. Because half the men and over half the women make $50,000 or less. You know what I'm saying? And for black people, us, when you look at where we sit as far as household income, we are dead last because most of us are by ourselves, right? And with over half of the men and half of the women making just $50,000, it makes our household income the lowest. Whereas other people also don't have all of this money, but what they are doing is they are getting together and saying, okay, you can only do half, I can only do half. Let's put that 50 together. Now it's $100,000 home.
Me and my sister had a conversation with my dad about a week ago. We were just talking about dating in today's world, and we brought up the conversation about 50-50. My dad had the most confused and disgusted look on his face when we started talking about that. He said, wait, so you're telling me that people are saying they want to be married, but they don't want to have to work alongside their partner to help take care of the same household that they live in? And that men are using that as a way to dominate over women, and women are using it as a way to basically be tricked off on by men. And it's destroying the dating pool, because whenever a new man or a new woman even think about talking to each other, they have to have this tension about what their expectations are for a man and a woman in a relationship. Yeah. And they barely even getting to know each other. And if they're not showing the characteristics for somebody who's not even their husband or their wife, then they're not good enough. And this person ain't a man, or this person ain't a real woman. My dad said that's just disgusting. Yeah. That doesn't even make sense. Do people not know what a real marriage and how it works? And I said, no, they don't. And I said, Pops, you got to remember, me and my sister, we grew up seeing y'all. Yeah. We grew up seeing you working and being the breadwinner for a long period of time. And then, and my mom not being the breadwinner, but y'all working together as a team. And then we experienced you losing your job and my mom having to be the breadwinner, and how y'all still worked as a team.
Thank you for watching the Tip Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom. We're out.
We found true happiness.
Well. What y'all think about all that gaugeable stuff there? Gaugeable stuff.
I'm hot, y'all. I'm sorry.
You say you hot?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all I'm gonna say to him.
What's that? A remote control fan? Oh, that's a.
Tim, don't start. I'm hot.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say to him, and then I'm be quiet for the rest of the podcast.
No,
that's a lie. That's a lie.
I was just on YouTube. I was just on YouTube TV, and it's about 800 videos that I was deciphering through that was on that first topic you was talking about. We could have had 800 YouTube videos based around that first topic, but now you want to segue. You want to segue from the political topic that we could have had a good conversation about to throw us women in there. To throw us women in there. Once again, it's our fault. Once again, we're the problem.
Once again,
They
but
never said that.
but
They
Uncle
never said
Charles,
that y'all the
but
problem.
Uncle
We could have
Charles
been
that had
talking
them
about
kids
economics right
in
now.
They
the
never said
60s
that
and
y'all
the
women was the
70s
problem.
ain't
You want you?
accountable.
We could have been talking about economics, but you went from
Well,
economics
hold
to
on,
50.
hold on. Do you believe that? I'm saying, do you believe that the standard that we use today to measure, engage each other, is a standard that we should use as far as like economic? Because Girlie's saying that ain't no way, she gonna do no 50-50. But dude at the
You know
end,
what?
he gave
Let's
a
start this off right. Let's let him answer his questions first, because he gonna do the politics first. So let him ask his
I'm asking
question.
that. That's what my first question is. Do you believe that the standard that we use is the measurement, the right, meaning women measure or gauge black men on for, who black women are in this economic society? Do y'all believe
I'm gonna
that
start with
the
this one.
measurement that we
I'm gonna
use is
start
that?
this one. I'm
Okay, hold on.
gonna say this too, because Monique, guess what?
Because the
Because
girl in the video was
if we choose the man at the gas station and we get married to him and he don't take care of his children, we
We
chose
chose wrong.
wrong and we
We
failed.
chose wrong.
And we
I'm not.
failed.
I'm just asking, do you think that this measurement that we use based
I
on
don't
the
even know who
economics
we
that's out
is
here?
because I don't speak French. I
Mr.
done already
Davis, what you
told
think?
you.
You
Right
watched the
now,
video.
Let Mr. Sir answer. Mr. Sir knew he first.
I think we all completely fucking wrong. Shit.
What you
Why you
mean?
waiting on the woman to choose a man? We talked about this shit before we even came on the air. At the end of the day, it's not a woman's job to choose the man. It's the man's job to choose the woman.
Uh-huh.
Now watch this. When you talk about 50-50, when you got a selfish ass woman that would rather pay the whole damn thing opposed to paying half, the reason why you have so many people that don't like to go 50-50 is because they give a fuck what the other people gonna use with the money they save. They don't they don't give a shit about the money they saving because they know where their money going because they got to do other shit. But if they got a partner that look like they stretching their money a little longer, now that's where the jealousy come in at, because one more time, rationale makes sense. It makes sense to go 50-50 if you paying 100%.
You
And you
said,
like
Mr. Sir, you
Mhm.
said the woman is jealous or selfish at the other person making their
no,
money
he didn't say
straight.
that. He didn't say that. He didn't say the woman.
I
Nope.
just want to make sure.
Nope, he ain't say
People
that.
like to listen just to respond.
I
You're
just want to
absolutely
make
correct. I
sure
didn't say.
who you
Okay.
talking about.
No, he
'Cause
ain't
you's
say
a
that. He said
man.
people. He ain't
Are
say
you on
we-
Tim thing or you talking about men and women?
He talking about he talking about in
I'm
general.
talking about anybody in general. That's right.
Okay,
The
I just
couple,
want to make sure
period.
because Tim and Smoke be talking about women in general, Mr. Sir. I just need clarification.
Now,
Well,
Mr. Davis is new here. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him.
You gonna let him cook?
I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna give him his right of pasture to see if he in the middle or if he on Tim, JT, and Smoke. Right now, I like the way Mr. Davis
I'm
is
on the right
moving.
side. That's I'm on the
I
side of
like
right.
the
I'm
way
talking about.
Mr. Davis is
I'm
moving,
on
so
the
I'm gonna
side
let
of
him
simple
cook.
logic, man. Simple logic.
He
It is
making
simple logic.
sense.
I just want to know because I'm over here having hot flashes. So I'm
He
just
making
Yeah,
sense.
but
I'm gonna let him cook.
You have a hot flash. Hey, why did you was going 50-50 with somebody? You probably could flip the AC on for a minute, but right. You catching that meal by yourself, you like shit. That shit don't come
How
on
about
till
you go
June around
50-50?
this motherfucker. But I'm
it
just saying.
ain't coming on to July.
Okay. But that's my point. But if you was going 50-50, that's his bill. You would have flipped that motherfucker on. Go ahead and
No, baby,
run
I'm
him up a
cheap.
couple. That's obvious. That's obvious. If you ain't gonna flip that switch.
It gotta be 90. Open up these windows, put these fans.
Oh, that
and them
shit.
plugs.
In Cleveland, you only gonna get 2 weeks of that shit. You fine. That bill should be your bill. Shit, give me the electric bill.
What was that lady's name that he was talking about that said she wouldn't date a bus driver?
Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K. Williams. My question about that is, because she talked, she was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver, and then she can't find no man, but she went and got what you call it, in vitro insemination got pregnant.
Now we're not gonna do too much on my girl Eb, okay?
I mean, I don't like her, so we can do whatever. Come on.
We're not gonna do too much on her. Eb has
Now,
been
my
through
thing-
a lot
Hold
in
up.
her journey.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that. We gonna break a violin out for in a minute. Hold up. My question
Everybody
is
got a story. Everybody got a story.
And she got one. So
Everybody
we gonna
got one.
But
Everybody
see, this
got
the
one.
problem. But this the problem with people. Excuse me. This the problem with people in their story. When their story be fucked up, they don't never tell you the role they played in that shit. People just don't treat people like shit on purpose. I'm talking about you got to be a shitty ass person somewhere down the line. I'm talking about, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting
you
there
say
saying
people
that
only
bad.
give you one side of the story, huh?
Slow down. That's you ain't gonna never one time. This is what you understand. I don't believe one size fits all. I believe it is some tragic shit that happened. But when people have a constant
That look, you see, the Lord ain't like what he was saying. There you go.
Hey, look, I think his cable got turned off.
The Lord ain't like
My
what he
man
was
got-
saying.
He was like, hey, look, he ain't gonna
got
last
snatched
until
out.
about
Where you at, Dave? Where you at?
5 minutes.
He was on the road and God said, "Take it from that nigga."
He snatched him out. Tim, did he snatch him out?
He said, "Boo." Hey, the cable man outside on the pole.
Dave, you in here, man? You in here?
It's just nasty. But wait a minute. Monique, about your girl Ebony K.
Okay.
She went and got pregnant with this make sure I'm saying this right, artificial
In vitro,
insemination.
yes.
All right. I just want to know, how do you feel about single motherhood by choice?
As a single mother by choice. No, I'm just kidding. It's not by choice. But honestly, with women going to do in vitro, you'll notice that a lot of the times they're 40 plus year old women who are no longer in that prime where men are willing to inseminate them, because like y'all said, by that time it's dangerous. It's a lot of problems. So as that biological clock gets to ticking, at that point, you don't care about having no man, no cat, no dog. If you want a child, you're going to go by any means to get that child, whether that's insemination or adoption, because that clock is ticking. And now you're realizing that that age is setting in. So though it might be by choice, I can understand the women in that age who have focused their entire lives on their career, trying to be the best in society, trying to create a name and an image for themselves. And now they're at that point where they just want that family, even without the man, just having that
But isn't
child.
that right? Without the man, isn't that a little selfish though?
Not really. And I'm not. I don't think it's selfish, because you have to understand, during that time, her era of coming up, she grew up with we got to be better than them. We got to work twice as hard as them.
Okay.
So she's living up against the stigma. Like, you also got to remember, she was an adopted woman. She's a biracial woman who was adopted. So that's abandonment issues right there, because your daddy didn't even want you.
Oh, wait a minute, stop right there. If she got abandonment issues and all that, why bring a baby into this?
Because now it's her time to pour
something on the
something.
baby now.
Because now it's her time to pour her goodness into.
No, ain't no
something
goodness
else,
getting poured
you know?
into the baby now.
Why not? Why can't you?
Think about it.
You
She
got
got
plenty of-
issues and
No,
complications.
you got
Wait a second.
No.
Ebony K. I'm about to say this. Ebony K. Williams was raised by a single mother who was a bus driver, cosmetologist, and an entrepreneur.
There you go. And she said she wouldn't date a bus driver, and her mama was one. Jazz, what you think about that?
She's also
Single
an entrepreneur.
motherhood by choice.
Nothing at all.
What you mean? Could you elaborate on that?
Nothing at all.
Mr. Davis.
I think nothing. Baby. You couldn't pay me, go get nothing inserted inside of me, and I gotta take care of it by myself.
Right.
Baby, you can't.
But that's not only single woman by choice example. I mean, you got women out here who are single by choice because they laid out with a man who told them they didn't want nothing
No,
to do
I'm
with
talking
them or
about
their
in her
child.
aspect, not
And they
by
still
what
kept
you
it.
talking about though, Monique. In her aspect, Mr. Davis, you got the mute on. Can't hear you. You might have to go back out, come back in. Smoke, what you think
Jesus
about
ain't
that?
ready for you yet.
And Monique, how old you say this woman was?
In her 40s.
No,
So
How old
think
is she,
about
Jay?
think about what?
What do you think about single motherhood by choice? By
Girl,
choice.
she only 40. She ain't in her 40s.
Okay.
She only 40.
Okay. That's not bad.
The world is already structured. The structure is not being followed. There's chaos in the world.
Here we go. Here we go.
Brother Smoke.
We need to find order.
That's just right.
Brother
But he's
Smoke.
right.
Ain't no order.
Ain't no order. That's why you got these women talking about single. How you gonna have a single? How you gonna be a single parent?
Hold on one second, Smoke.
And
Tell
you-
him
and
to
you-
close
and you
out and go
electively
all
wanna
the way
be a
back
single
in.
parent.
Tell him to stop rejoining.
Yeah, I thought he was. Go ahead.
So-
What was you saying?
Yeah. So if anybody look at this and they see me saying this, I mean, I'm just only speaking from what the Bible says. Man, you have to have, and the only way the structure is the way God said it. So if you went and had a baby, by in vitro, so you can have a baby, what happened to the structure? You were put here to be with a man. Or if you opt out of that, then you on your own.
Right.
The structure with you and him, you're gonna have to deal with that later.
I don't think that's her complaint, though.
You don't think that's a complaint?
I don't think that's her complaint.
She ain't never get nobody. She didn't never get pregnant. She been trying to get somebody to marry her. She
This
won't
is
date
the
a bus
thing.
driver. So
This is
I
the
guess she
thing,
don't care.
Tim. This is the thing. She was engaged for 3 years to a billionaire.
Oh my God.
And they broke up during COVID. So one like she could get anybody married. COVID did a lot of things to a lot of people. I'm just trying to, she's a woman, I'm a woman. But I am gonna say this. She might have wanted a baby. She might have felt fulfilled when if she was able to conceive a child. Now
she was
also
staying
you
with her
gotta
husband.
see it like this. He ain't had no husband, she was engaged. Secondly, he could have broke up with her.
Wait, she's gay?
Hold on, one. Mr. Davis, you might have, Mr. Sir, you might
you
have
go
to
all- did you go
close
all the way
all
out
the
and come
way
back
out
in?
and exit and then go back in
No.
through the link. So close out and go all the way back in through the link.
All right.
Okay,
That way
so
everybody stop
I
messing
would
up.
say this. It seems like she was a woman who wanted a baby and she wanted a family and she's 40 years old. She don't want to be 50 with a baby. And it seems like she chose to live her life right. She wasn't having no baby outside of wedlock and just out here getting baby daddies. She built her career because she seen her mama struggle. And her mama had to have 3 jobs, is what it say, bus driver, cosmetologist, and an entrepreneur to take care of her. So why would she have a baby early on with a possible baby daddy type man and she need to build her career just in case? She got to be like her mammy.
Well, why go have a baby? Period.
Because she want one.
That's her choice.
That's not a toy.
Yeah, that is
That's
her
her
choice.
choice.
We know it's her choice, but that's not a toy, is what I'm
Who
saying.
said it was a toy?
You said it.
How you know she ain't gonna love this baby that she pushing out?
But now, where's the father gonna play in that?
She got a daughter. She had a daughter. She ain't had no boy.
I'm saying, but where's the father for the daughter gonna play? I mean, ain't no daddy gonna be there.
She'll figure that out.
Oh my goodness, we have.
All she knows,
You know, dudes love chicks with
all
kids.
she knows is she got enough money to pay for daycare, a nanny, a housekeeper, a butler, a chef, somebody to change
got
her
all
order.
that.
She got all of that. All the things that, in my opinion, a man would do. She's able to pay for all of that.
But that don't mean you're raising a child.
That don't mean a thing. That's why she has to answer. She got to answer for it. She gonna have to answer for that. And it ain't with me. It ain't with me that's gonna be the judge. She gonna have to answer to the Most High. I ain't got nothing to do with that. If that was her choice, she had a husband. She should have stayed with him.
She didn't have a husband.
Engaged.
She was engaged.
Oh, he couldn't deal with that bullshit before it even started, huh?
They broke off during COVID. Now, I will say this though: a lot of marriages and relationships did end during COVID because with the way that society is structured, you don't spend a lot of time with your partner. I mean, by the time y'all get off work, it's literally dinner, bed, go to work. Y'all might see each other on the weekends, depending on your schedule. During COVID, now you're forced to deal with each other 24/7. So now Tom smacking is getting on your nerve, and the way Elaine draws is hanging while she walking around here cooking these eggs is not attractive no more. It was attractive when I was in the office most of the days and then coming back home, but now I got to look at you all day. Your toenails is cutting up the bed sheets. You can't go get no pedicure because the salons is closed. It's just too much going on. You ain't been able to get no wax. Now I see what it really looked like down there. It was a lot going on during
You see what you was getting for Christmas.
A lot going on during COVID that affected a lot of relationships. You know,
now, if y'all chicks giving y'all coochie for Christmas, that's a problem. I'm gonna need y'all to find some new chicks.
All I can tell you is this: COVID is not a reason if you're married to leave your husband or for you to leave your wife. That's not an excuse.
She was not married; she was engaged.
That's it. No, I ain't saying she was married. I'm just saying
COVID wasn't the reason, though.
Because the COVID was the reason they were leaving. I'm like, that's not an excuse. That's bullshit.
It's an excuse
because you tired of being with the person that you chose. Now you don't want to be with him because he got long toenails.
But
his beard just grew too long. Get the fuck out of here, man. Okay,
it's an excuse, though.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. Forgive me, y'all.
It's an excuse.
Ain't it that? I'm just saying. A lot of people who were married had not that much time with their spouse. I mean, even at the wedding ceremony, you got to take off from work to get married. Your honeymoon in the poor black people world is 2 days, and you might get a micro tail in, you might get a Jamaican cruise. It depends on where your income fall at. So I'm just saying,
still an excuse?
A lot of people. No, what I'm being realistic.
Mr. Sir, are you married?
I'm being realistic.
Not anymore.
Okay, so he failed too. We all failed.
No, but it's not. No, stop. Slow down for a second. See that? No, slow down 1 second. Slow down 1 second. No, that ain't fair. All right, go ahead.
No, it's the reason she said that.
This is what the brotherhood told us.
This is what the bottom half have said. Your peoples.
Your brother invited you, said this.
All right. I'm listening.
Say it, Smoke. If we divorce, we what, Smoke?
If you divorce without those reasons that the Most High laid for, then you fail.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, sometimes
anytime that you put in as much time as you do in any relationship that you're struggling to keep, you're doing everything in your power, everything else to satisfy somebody, and that doesn't work, then you fail. Because if you look at it, you're not going to give all that to anybody else except for that woman you love. And if if that doesn't work, then what else? What is the byword for that? Or we just couldn't work it? No,
that's bullshit.
We failed.
That's bullshit right there.
We failed at marriage.
That's bullshit.
And that's on both.
That's bullshit.
We got us one, Monique.
It's on the woman and it's on the man.
That's bullshit. At some point, you have to get to a point where you realize this just ain't for you. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't be miserable. You should, motherfucker. Ain't nobody no psychic. You can't sit there and predict the future. If that's the case, you may be right. But if that's the case,
don't call me no motherfucker.
I slowed it down. I slowed it down.
No motherfucker. Let's get down to it first.
Language, Davis. Go ahead.
Because I ain't that type nigga, man.
Go ahead.
You want somebody on mute?
Down and said, okay. But at the end of the day, for you to see, you right out, I'll predict the. I don't know. But at the end of the day, when you believe that somebody can predict the future and say what they should have known before they got married, no, because you don't actually, when you really get married, you don't actually meet the real person until you put about 2 or 3 years in that. You didn't invest the time, you didn't invest the interest, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't be miserable. So you shouldn't have to be miserable.
How long you think it takes to really know the person?
At least 3 years. At least 3 years.
3
You got
years?
at least for one, you got at least check.
Yeah, after or before.
You got it. Huh?
After or before marriage?
I'm talking about It's period. It should be. It's after, because watch this. The best times of marriage is in the beginning. It's in the fun stage. But when you got to get together, you had to put some work in, and you realize sometimes you realize at the end of the day you made a bad choice.
That's
but
your
to sit
fault,
there
ain't
and
it?
continue.
Ain't that your
So
fault?
if you
One more
made it, so
time.
if you made a bad
Wait,
choice, then
Yeah.
it's your fault. You failed, right?
no, one more time. Making a bad choice don't mean you fail. That means you learn. That's the
Yes,
only way
you
you
learn,
shit from making bad decisions.
but you failed
It
at
could
the
be.
the experience of
No,
being married.
Hey,
If you
that
divorced,
depends on who.
Oh, now you like
That
him.
depends on who grade. But that depends on who grade me. See, when you allow somebody else to grade you or determine your decision of how you win or you lose, and you stay in a situation where you're unhappy regardless to somebody else's rules, then you're the fool. See, I'm not a sheep. I don't follow everybody else's rules. I get in a situation, I realize, okay, this situation may not be good for me. I'm not gonna stick around 15, 20 years and say, you know what, I made a bad
okay, well,
decision. At the end of the day, I have the rest of my life.
You picked the wrong.
I have
You
the
picked the
rest of my
wrong
life
woman.
to right or
You
wrong.
picked the wrong woman, right?
That's right.
It's your fault.
I picked the wrong woman for me.
It's,
I picked the
it's
wrong
your
woman
fault.
for me.
It's
Yeah,
your
you
fault.
picked her
You
now.
picked the
Not
wrong
my
woman,
fault.
right?
Not my fault.
Hold on, before y'all get
Not
picked.
my
Hold
fault.
on. Let me ask this man a question for y'all, because y'all is off the
But
subject.
I think the question you gonna ask is gonna help if I ask mine first.
Now, hold on before y'all ask y'all question, Mr. Davis.
I don't got a question.
Hold on, I'm just saying I'm about to ask because he went off and on. He kept going in and out. The actual question was, how do you feel about the single motherhood choice? Women having babies by choice by in vitro insemination.
I think first of all, women can have whatever they want to have, but it's a selfish choice when you realize.
Oh, okay.
At some point, let me listen. Hold on, because at some point, this child gonna get of age and go want to know why I don't have a father like everybody
Okay,
else.
there we go.
And then now.
No, he went back out again because Monique quit pulling the plug on him. Monique, I think you doing that. he was cooking.
That motherfucker got me hot, man.
Yeah, I see smoke got hot. Hey, look at Jack.
Oh, wait, then Tim go, but wait a second. That wasn't we asking that question. We asking this one. I ain't never seen Smoke readjust himself that fast.
He was like, wait a minute. That's just how he talked. But I told him, I said, you can't just call people out their name. You got to, use your professionalism, brother. That's what he get. But okay, my question after about the single motherhood. Oh, wait a minute, Jazz, you go ahead. You said you want to say something.
I can't because I wanted to know how long did he know her before he asked her to marry.
Oh, you was gonna ask him that. Hopefully,
because I wanted to, we was gonna find out if it was that Scoochie Fachi he was getting first. That's what we was gonna find out.
And then that's bullshit. And that's what he should have told you. That's bullshit. How you gonna marry somebody you don't know well enough to marry? If you don't know them, how the fuck you gonna marry them?
No,
that's bullshit.
I ain't even let y'all say that.
Y'all, I'm listening.
When I first got on here, y'all men as a collective said it don't take a man no more than 6 months to know whether or not they want to marry you or not.
Yeah.
How much? How can
No,
you
we didn't say know you. We said to know to marry you, not know you. We said to know to marry you. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly. So if we're going off y'all logic, right? Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
If you don't know her, how the hell can you marry her?
Let me finish, Smoke. Y'all said it takes 6 months. That's what y'all said before a man knows whether or not this is the woman that he wants to spend his life with.
Yeah.
Y'all said y'all got the global ball. Y'all said y'all got the global ball.
Okay, what's your point? What's your point?
That's my point. My point is y'all said 6 months. Y'all know in 6 months whether or not y'all can marry somebody. How much time? How do you think you can really get to know somebody in 6 months and in 90 days? 90 days is a whole act.
But you got it mixed up. That's not. We said it should only take 6 months to a year to know if you want to marry them. Mr. Davis is talking about how long you really know the person.
Mr. Davis.
But first of all, it could take a lifetime to really know somebody.
Mr. Sir, can I ask you a question?
Ask the question.
You do not have the answer, Mr. Sir.
Ask the question.
How long did you know this lady before you proposed to her?
I knew it for a year and a half.
See? There you go.
Was it the Scoochie Fachi? Okay,
See,
all I wanted
that's
to
the
know.
whole
No,
problem.
I
You
wanted to know. I wanted to know.
Oh no,
because
not at all, not at all.
I wanted to know. That was my
Okay, well, not at
question.
all.
Because I'm in agreement with Mr. Davis with the whole. It take about 3 years before you get to know somebody. See, I learned this from the older folks who are a little older
he
than
said
y'all.
fully know him. We was just talking about
No, it
knowing
take
you
a
going to
lifetime to
marry
fully
him
know him. I'm
6
talking
months
about,
to a year. You got to mix
but
it
to
up a
get to
little bit. Go
know,
ahead.
but to get to know that you made a bad choice, it takes about 3 years. It takes about 3 years.
Yeah.
Because remember,
now the
that's where
older
you,
folks,
go ahead.
the older folks from the nursing home that I used to work at, where I would get my little marriage advice from, they told me it's a 3-7. It's a 3-5-7. It's called 3-5-7. In the first 3 years, it's Mary Blossoms. Hallelujah. Oh, this is so wonderful.
Yeah,
you got your rose colored glasses
you don't even
on.
stink no more.
By that fifth year, you looking like I don't know. And then that 7th year is that determining: are we gonna keep doing this or are we gonna call it an L? I got divorced on my 7th year.
Oh,
I didn't make it past.
You was right on the clock. You was on the
I
clock.
was right. I timed it. Boom. I don't want to do this no more. I can't spend 10, 12, 15 years like this.
Okay.
I gave you
say this,
7.
Monique. I got divorced on that 5. We have been together for 9. Altogether.
The mother
That
4 didn't
5.
count. The mother
That
4 don't
5.
count.
Listen here.
Listen here.
I
paperwork.
keep telling y'all, and I feel some type of way because I'm going against my rules. Y'all remember what I said? I want to be with somebody who mama dead and gone. I can't even say that because this man, mama ain't dead and gone. She alive.
Oh my goodness. I ain't know about that one. God.
I did tell y'all that a long time ago.
Okay, give us the logic to that. I want to know the logic to that.
I'm about to tell you why. Because my ex-husband, his mama's still alive, and she real selfish and she very jealous. If he would do something for me, she would be like, well, you ain't do that for me. Ma'am, you had a husband you wanted to move out from. You had a husband, which was his daddy, and you wanted to leave. We ain't doing all that. Now you got to fight with your man because he want to do for his mama more than you, and she asking for money and all this and that and do this and that. He ain't getting done what he supposed to get done in his house. So because he's taking care of his mammy too. But if his mammy would have just stayed married to his daddy and lived over there, well, they was there. We wouldn't have nothing to do with that. So now it's hard for me in my mind to be just so, Mr. Sir, I'm so serious, and you gonna stop laughing because I'm spilling my heart out because now I done met somebody who he got a mammy, his mammy's still alive, right? But she not all the way. She ain't never been an active mama that much in his life. He was raised by his father. So, but it's kind of giving. She better not. Because I'm gonna speak up for myself this time. Baby, we can't do that. You can't give her that. And you can't order it on Klarna. You can't pay that. You can help her with this. You can't help her with that. You can do under $500. Nothing over $500. Because she wasn't asking for anything over $500 or over $200 before I got here. So the circumstances of what she was asking for before I got here remains the same. That doesn't change now that I'm here and she feels.
So in a nutshell, you saying you don't want to deal with nobody's mama.
I deal with your mama. I help your mama. She gets sick. I take care of everything. I treat her like she go. But baby, let me find out your mama playing a game.
Okay, Mr. Davis, you want to say something about that? Go ahead, man.
Nothing at all. Man, let me tell you something. If you think if that man already doing, hey, but that man already doing them things, man, you gonna lose your man trying to fight his mama.
I'm not
because it's
man.
obvious. If a man is doing all these things for his mother, and this is gonna be something else. First of all, there's love there, but second of all, it's obvious there's something that you ain't doing.
Oh
no! I didn't say he was doing. I said
if he got to split his bread, you said.
See,
but one more time, she gonna only ask for what he gonna give her.
Exactly, baby. So we already had that conversation.
Yeah, but if you think you can control that part of the conversation,
baby, I ain't trying to control nothing. Because Jackson be like, I be gone in a second, baby. Listen, you trying to figure out where I'm at with a flashlight at 12 p.m. in the middle of the summer.
The end of that question I was asking about the single mother by choice. How do y'all feel about if a man wanted to be a father by choice, a single father by choice? You think a man could be a single father by choice?
Didn't y'all say that y'all raised the best
Most definitely.
kids in society?
Well, I'm just asking your opinion, though. How do you feel about that?
If a woman can do it, why can't a man?
Okay.
That's what I say.
I don't mind nobody choosing to be by themselves for their peace. I'm not against it at all. If being by yourself for a lifetime brings you peace and happiness,
but
single with kids or without kids, by all means, be happy, baby.
But you know, I was raised by.
But when you describe being by yourself, what does that actually entail?
Like
yourself.
Because just like it's women ain't raising kids by themselves.
Who? You talk. See, I don't know. I don't get government assistance, so if that's what you aiming towards, I don't understand.
No.
I don't understand the struggle.
No. What I'm saying there.
That was some government.
So you ain't had ever since your husband, you ain't had another man in your life?
No.
Monique hasn't, no.
So the husband don't pay no child support. He don't contribute
No, he
anything.
does what he's supposed to by his children. Those are your kids during the time that you have your kids.
But that's still. Yeah, he don't pay you nothing. He pay y'all got joint
He
custody.
takes care of his children.
Yeah, some people do that.
But I'm asking the question: is it joint custody, or he send you a check for the kids and you disperse it for what you think the kids
No,
need?
we have joint. Well, actually, I have sole custody, and then he has them on like holidays, weekends, things like that.
I get that, but does he pay child support? Does he pay child support? A number.
Towards his kids, but I don't enjoy the child support.
Okay,
They
so
do.
that's a matter of opinion. Because if you use that to pay the light bill, if you use that to pay your cell phone bill, if you use that for any luxury that benefits you too, because
who get
watch
enough
this.
for that to go?
The kids use the same light. Watch it. I get all of that. What the amount is, but we said this. You wasn't getting no help. We said single by yourself, everything coming out your pocket.
Oh yeah, no, like
That's all I'm saying. We're not talking about $1,000. We talking about. All I asked was anything. If he come by and drop off some groceries at the front door. If you had a guy friend that you was dating and took all y'all out to dinner, he made sure he paid for Christmas. He made sure you had some things so you could have some things to get him. Then that's doing it with somebody. So all I'm saying is if I got a lady friend.
That's for
and
Monique.
we not
That's
married.
a no. That's a no for me.
For Monique, that's a no.
That's a
So you trying to say that's a form
What's a
of
no?
helping?
What's a no?
What you said for Monique is a no.
Yeah,
That's my point. That's a form of helping.
No, none of that applies to me though.
You said you get a child support check.
Yeah,
But you said you get a child support check.
Yeah. So let me explain it like this,
How
right?
old are they?
When that money hits their card, like that goes to their card, not my account, not me. That goes to that 10-year-old and 8-year-old, and they little 100 and something get split between them. And they say, "Hey mom, can we go to Walmart and get some toys?" Go right ahead. Let's go. "Hey mom, can we go to the movies?" Yeah, go right ahead.
And I understand all of that, but watch this. That money is not coming out of your pocket, regardless of who it's going to. Regardless, it's coming into your household being used for something that you don't have to pay for.
So you saying she's not doing it by herself is what you're trying to say?
She's not solely doing it by herself. Don't get me wrong. She may even be doing it 80-20.
Yeah,
but as long as you spend any money that don't have to come out your pocket that benefit your household means you're not doing it by yourself.
It's more like a 90-10,
that 10% makes it part. But that 10% makes it a part.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. Y'all hold that thought. Y'all hold that. We're gonna move to the next question. So, what do y'all feel about the girl saying that women rather have dogs over a man?
Baby, listen, y'all can take this dog I got in the basement.
Okay, yes, because the one I got.
Because his dog food costs $95 for a 70-pound bag because he's an extra special dog. I'm tired of them. If this is their dog,
better than the man.
This ain't my dog.
I'll be on the phone with Jazz, like, I'm finna get rid of her. I'm trying to find the nearest shelter. I put her on next door a couple of days ago, then the white people attacked me because I was trying to get rid of her. I tried to let her run away the other day, but she followed me home. It's cool.
I mean, but the lady was saying that like they pick a dog over a man because the dog don't come with conditions.
That's a lie. Yes, it do, because you gotta train it and you gotta pay to get it trained. And if you don't, you gotta train yourself. You know how hard it is. I trained 3 dogs in this house. And now I'm down to one. One died, the other one I gave away for free. I paid good money for Bobby Brown. Y'all remember Bobby?
Not Bobby Brown.
Bobby had to go. Y'all
So
remember that
dogs do
barking
cover
Yorkie I
conditions
had?
then, huh?
Yeah.
But why is that?
I personally can do without either one. I'm gonna take that back.
dang.
Boom. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back because right now, right, my door handle on my car has fallen off, and I need a man to put it back on. I need him.
So
to take
you need to use the nigga, right?
She need a Mr. Fix.
There go some conditions again. There go conditions.
You know, I need you right now. You know that catalyst.
Wait, Monique, what city you in?
Huh?
What city?
And you in Charlotte? Yes. You know, and you are very handy. You know, and you're paying attention right now. I got a car right now that is in need of a man. Okay.
Pronto.
I had to call a man to come fix my washing machine and my dishwasher. If you're a handyman, I need you in my life. You ain't gotta stay. I may even pay. You know,
may cook
but I
you a
need
good
you
dinner
in my life. Okay, so I ain't gonna say I don't need a man. I need one right now for that door handle. I needed one a couple of weeks ago when that oil needed to be changed. You know.
Okay.
At least give him some water.
Hello, dogs got to
lunch.
Dogs got to eat and drink. Okay.
More conditions. More conditions. That's why I don't understand why the lady even said they'd rather have a dog than a man. I'm like, a dog cover conditions. Don't feed him and see what happens. He gonna bite you. He telling you, I'm hungry. You think no conditions? Oh, where they been getting this stuff? But anyway, my next question is, why is it that women believe that they can have it all in life? The cars, the money, you know, the kids, the house, the husband, and then and be happy. They think they can be happy with having it all. Why do they think they can just have it all and be happy?
Why can't they?
Huh?
Why can't they?
Can a woman have it all and be happy?
Why can't they?
Because she had a career, the house, and be just happy. Because you got to sacrifice something somewhere. Something got to be sacrificed. So you're gonna be unhappy in one of those places.
First off, you got to be happy within yourself. Can't no person, place, a thing, or material item can make you happy. You got to be happy within yourself and come from within yourself. That's where happiness come from. So for that question, I don't understand how it applies to me because I'm just happy within all the time. But for a sister that needs all those things,
Right, 'cause
she's
there's
gonna
other
never
places
be
in you.
happy. But I'm gonna say this: sometimes I know a couple women who need a man. They gotta need a man, and they want the family. They want this. They
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah.
I would be lying to myself if I didn't say I wanted to be married again and go 50-50 because I'm tired of paying $100. I wouldn't be lying
Ooh,
if I said I'm tired of paying $100. You know, I get it. If she want to be everything, I would like to be everything. I want to trade that Bronco in and get me something new. Get me I want to get me a Ram truck or for a pickup. You know, I want me a new truck. That little 2021. I'm ready to be a 2026.
Woo!
It will make me happy. I will jump for joy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's funny you said it because that's actually my next question. You know, we back to this 50-50 thing since you said that. We back to this. And you know, things have changed. Times have changed. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be like my man David said, wouldn't it make more sense to live this way or not 50-50 or not? I mean, I'm just asking. Do you think it'd be more feasible to live 50-50 or 100 by yourself?
I'm a little up and down because I get irritated with people real quick.
Okay.
And I like you today on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you may irritate my soul.
Okay.
And I may not be able to communicate with you properly. But when it comes to the 50-50, I would love to be able to save 50% of my income. You get what I'm saying?
That sounds conditional, though. That's like a
That's not what I said, Tim. See, now you asked the question, I answered it. Now you don't like my answer. Now look at you sitting there with them big glasses on, like
I
you
said
can't
it
see.
sound conditional.
I
I
know
said it
you
was.
can hear.
I said it sound conditional.
It ain't condition. It is if I gotta bust it wide open, turn it up on the at night every night.
Right.
It is conditional.
Right. That's what I'm saying. See, now you agree with
He
me.
want me to cook, clean, be a bonus mom, take care of him,
Right.
insurance, have laundry, etc., etc.,
Right.
etc. Do
See,
all
there
these
you go. So
things.
you agree with me. It's
You could
conditional.
at least pay 70 and I do 30.
Oh, you hear that? Do y'all hear that? She don't want
All
that.
I'm saying is Tim stay starting stuff. And I'm gonna break it
Yeah.
down how Tim
Mr.
done
Sir,
started
Mr.
with
Sir,
it.
what you gotta say? You
He
knew.
gone.
But he tried to click back in.
He
He
and
got
I see him.
bubblegum Wi-Fi.
I see him.
Let
I
me
can
tell
hear.
you how Tim started once
Can
again.
you hear
and
him,
y'all
Monique?
No,
Tell
They
him to
can't
go
hear
all the way
you.
back out and come back in.
You
I
gotta.
can hear him.
I can't see him or hear him.
I can't see him here. Tell him to go all the way back out and come back in.
He said you gotta go. You heard him? He about to do it.
Yeah, he out.
But I feel like I would do 50-50, but honestly, you can't be expecting me to do to hop on it all the time.
What is this 50-50?
Can y'all hear Mr. Davis?
No, he ain't back in.
Mr. Davis, stop pressing. Mr. Davis, stop pressing rejoin. No, when you log out, stop pressing rejoin. Close out of everything and go back to the original link. You get what I mean? Like, you know how you close out all your apps? I know you got that beard. You ain't that old. You working these apps now.
But think
What you
about
think?
it, Monique. Like the man said, the average black woman and black man is only making anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000
No,
a year.
Tim, I'm not playing with you tonight. I'm mad. I'm gonna sit here and put
Look,
my leg.
$40,000 to $50,000 a year, and he's saying,
I'm gonna tell y'all how slick Tim is. He started out with a political video and ain't asked not now question. Because this is what he did. He said, I'm gonna show them one thing. So they'll think that we're talking about this, but I'm gonna really use this video behind it to segue into tonight's. I'm gonna relax them long enough for them not to cuss me out or go off because they know it's gonna be some
I know
BS.
what you like. That's why I did it like this. I know what you like.
I spent 2 days watching 800 political videos. I was ready for that topic. I was ready for that. I was down for the call.
Monique, we not getting that. We not getting that tonight. You know that was for play.
Yeah.
That was for play.
Yeah.
That was for let me walk y'all in. But no, as far as the 50-50 thing,
yeah. Do you think that's it's reasonable in the day and age in which we live in and how things going? We got tariffs, we got crazy stuff going. I mean, people losing jobs, mass layoffs. We got everything.
Everybody has their own version of what 50-50 is.
I mean, it can only mean one thing based on the economy, right?
No, because 50-50 in your household may be monetarily. 50-50 in my home may be duty based.
Say that again.
What do you mean? Yeah, what was that?
So 50-50 in your household may be money based, where like mine might be duty based. So like there are some people like me, like if I met a man that didn't make as much money as me, I would probably be okay with paying majority of the rent or all of the bills, and you take care of the things like my car, my appliances. I need a new bookshelf built, you know. Somebody got to take the kids to and from. That might work for my situation. That's all I'm saying. 50-50 in everybody's household ain't the same. Some people are talking 50-50. We're going to split these bills 50-50. Where like my 50-50 is I need my car taken care of. I need gas in it. I don't like to take out trash. I don't know how to use no hedge clippers. I need you to do all of that.
Monique,
Not
I'm
this
gonna tell you
job now,
something.
so
I'm
we
gonna tell
can
you
stay
something,
in this
Monique.
room.
I love you, friend, but I'm gonna tell you something, baby. Baby.
Look at her face.
50-50 mean all that plus 50-50 of his money. Baby, I know how to take care of this whole y'all by myself. I'm about to tell you something. Y'all work ain't nothing but therapy to me, baby. I've been doing y'all work all my life. I got
I'm
these
just saying
children.
that
I got these children doing
everybody's
y'all work.
50-50
Baby, I buy
ain't
warranty plans and extended plans for my vehicle, so I don't have to pay nothing.
That's
I just
you.
have to pull up to the service.
That's you.
But what I'm saying is, I get what you're saying, baby girl. I get it. But what I'm also saying is a little oil change ain't nothing but $40 at Jiffy Lube.
I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is in everybody's household, 50-50 may look differently.
How can
So
it look
when
different
it comes
though,
to this 50-50 conversation, I am okay with 50-50 depending on how it looks in your house. For you, it might be you need to split 50% of these bills. You already know my stance on the 50-50 bill. We not 50-50 in no bills. If you can only afford
nigga out,
if you can only afford
Mr. Sir laughing. Monique want to kick a nigga out. That's why he paying 50-50 on the bill.
Me personally, I couldn't do 50-50 bills. That's just me. I'm not saying I can't do 50-50 in my household, but 50-50 bills does not work.
50-50 bills. Tell me why you can't.
Okay, so to me, I feel like
you're saying to you, not the world. This is you.
This is just me. This is just for me. I can't speak for nobody else.
There you go.
Either I'm gonna have to do it 100%. And you not be here, or you're gonna have to do it 100%. And this is what, and I don't mean like you not be in the house. What I mean by that is like 50-50 takes away the to me the unity of it. Like, yeah, we're working 50-50 for bills and everything, but where are we really going? Like, what are we really accomplishing if I'm paying 50 and you're paying 50? Like I said, I'll do 50-50 in a different setting, but our income, our household is going to be based on what you as a man can afford.
Did you not hear anything Miss Cheryl Underwood saying? Now that's a woman that you supposed to listen
This is what
to.
Monique is saying. Monique said if she gonna be with a man with his income can afford is what she gonna live under. Meaning if he make 50,000, Monique is saying if he make $50,000 a year, the income of what he makes is what they living under is $50,000 a year.
So she's saying y'all gonna live under 100% of the 50,000.
Again, 50% of the bill. 50% of the bill. I will take care of your car note, my car note, our vacation, but that rent and that light bill.
Making sense. You're not
making
sense.
You're not listening. If you making 50,000, I can afford to live on my own on 50,000.
Okay, we got that part. We got that.
Mr. Sir, we see you, Mr. Sir. I see.
If we take into account your 60,000, this mortgage has to fall under your criteria, not our criteria. Because if I just so happen to lose my job and we got a mortgage that is based on 2 incomes and I lose my job, we losing all our shit. But if we put our thing up on this income,
that's all. What are you talking about?
It's people struggling right now. We're not even going to say that. All I'm saying is
you go ahead.
Realistically, if I think about it and I say, okay, either I make the 50 or you make the 50, it don't matter who make the 50, we got to live up under one of these incomes. So when we go qualify for that mortgage, we need to qualify based on your income. Because if you lose your job or anything happens, you get into a wreck, you become paralyzed, anything like that. Huh?
Why can't y'all get qualified on a combined income?
Because then that's going to be too much money. And what if something happened to you? You could get hit by a bus going to work or anything. Now that means I got to pay for more than what I could afford. No, we could just keep it up under your income.
No. You got listen. You just use the combined income to get more than what you need, but then you buy what you can afford. That's all you do. You don't buy more than what you can afford. And then you could take the 50-50 that he make $50,000, you make 50, that's $100,000.
Yeah, but realistically, people don't look at it like that.
Why not?
And
what world they living in? Alice in Wonderland?
Realistically, when they put them combined incomes, and I know because I'm working with somebody right now, right? When him and his woman put their combined income together, they qualified for $350,000.
Okay, there you go.
I told him, being smart, you need to find a house that's at least $250,000 or somewhere between $250 and $260. Because he qualified for $350, that man went.
You don't ever buy for the max.
Exactly. we talking about regular everyday people who just happy to have something. They're going for the max. They want to live like the Joneses. I don't want to.
That's just idiocy. Then at that point.
What Tim is saying, Monique, is if on that loan paper, y'all put both your income on that loan paper. But if he makes $50,000, you get a $50,000 home. You don't get a home that's larger than that.
I get what Tim is saying, but what I'm saying is for everyday people, normal people, they don't. Most people are going for that max. If they get that $350,000, they're not going to look for 160 or 200. They're going for that. They going as close to that max as they can.
Asking everybody else. He asking you.
In that point in time, I was speaking for everybody. Speaking for everybody.
I'm just saying. Hey, look, you could go get $300,000. You get qualified and be silly enough to go out and buy that if you want to. You don't do that. They don't put you all the way up just because you qualify for a $25,000 credit card. You don't go max it out to 25.
You'd be surprised why people do.
I ain't surprised, but I'm just saying. You know, supposed to do that. That's not the reason why they gave it to you. But my thing is this: the next question is the last one is how do the men feel about? How do y'all feel about the young lady that was up here saying about this 50-50 thing? How do you feel about her saying she hasn't met this man yet in life? The 50-50 man. She said, I ain't seen him. He ain't came across me. I don't know nothing about that. I wouldn't even accept a 50-50 man. What you think about that, Smoke? A woman like this lady on this video said she ain't met a 50-50 man yet.
I'll say this. Everybody got their own preference. Everybody's life path is different.
Right.
And whatever she expects from from her supposed to be next guy or whatever.
Right.
I mean, she can look for that, but she's still single right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't know.
No, she's not. I follow her on Instagram though. She's not.
We don't know.
You only gonna get what you put out there. If that's what she wanted, and she didn't get that, all the world and power to her.
I'm gonna say this.
But everybody's path is different.
Correct. That's what I'm about to say. Everybody's path is different. What everybody's willing to accept is different. Now they're speaking to her and her realm of things. Now there are men who are willing, who be like, oh, I want to provide for you. I want to do this. I want to do that. Mm-hmm. Like there are a lot of men that are out there like that. There are, but it comes with rules and regulations and being knowing how to shut the F up. And I don't know how to shut up. So I've come across a lot of those, and they just be burning in my soul. And I just be quiet. I be just quiet because I want to say, you stupid mother. If you don't know how to put, see, this is the thing. The ones that be having it all and that's not willing to go, they'll pay 100%. It's always something they missing that I need. Like they don't know how to build basic stuff. How you don't know how to build this cabinet and its instructions, and I can do it and you can't. But I had to understand there's stuff you got to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like common sense a lot of times is being sacrificed with a person who pays for everything. Common sense ain't there. Yeah, I've learned that common sense ain't there.
Yeah, common sense ain't so common. Absolutely, that's true. But I mean, I believe in her lifetime, and she don't look like she that old. She's run across the man that she's supposed to be with. She's just ignored him and talking about, I ain't found the 50-50 man. I ain't seen him yet. Man, give me a break.
When she say that, I follow her on Instagram. She's saying like she hasn't found a man that's like, hey, I want to go 50-50 with you. She has found men who are willing to go 100% and do et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what she's saying when she made that comment.
If she found a man that
the man that she's dating is taking care of her and her needs. Right. She has not met a man who's asking, oh, you want to go 50-50? She hasn't met that yet because the man that she's entertaining or dealing with has not been a man that asks.
But she said it in a derogatory fashion.
But that's just how she talk.
That's fine, but here's the thing.
There are a lot of people that have not been in those rooms, in those spaces.
That's fine, but here's the thing.
She might be one of those women who has never been in that space to be around men.
That's great. So Right, that's great. That's all fine. Well, ain't nobody snatching them up and marrying them.
A lot of them is though.
No,
They are.
You would be
Ain't
surprised.
nobody
It'd be a lot.
They
You would be
snatch every
surprised.
other year.
You would be
So-
surprised. It's a lot of men out here, just like Mr. Sir that was just on here. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of men willing to pay 100%, and they end up getting a divorce later on because they'll be like, "Well, she didn't want to do nothing. She was lazy. Baby girl was lazy and wasn't doing no paying no bills when you met her."
So-
Within that
It's
6
a
months.
disaster. I mean, they could do all
No.
that. But it's a disaster waiting to happen. But go
No,
ahead.
there was just this lovely trend, and we need more trends like this coming out in America versus shaky booty trends, where the women were coming into the house and saying, "Hey, babe, I don't have my half of the rent this month.
Mhm.
Can you help me out?" And the men were laughing and taking it all in because they never paid rent to begin with. So the men would laugh and say, "You've never paid half rent." And this is a trend. And it wasn't just one or two, it was like hundreds on hundreds of videos.
You're correct, Monique. And they were all black chicks. They were not.
They
were
weren't
not
white.
that many pink.
They weren't, they one or
The
two
husbands literally
Hispanics.
were laughing like, "What are you talking about?
What
You
are you
don't pay
talking
this
about? You don't pay no rent. You don't pay no mortgage." Like they were, that was the
Laughing.
trend. And the trend was to shed light on the fact that a lot of women ain't out here paying no 50-50 on no rent.
Yeah, most likely
You gonna
70,
pay
30 or
100% of that rent, or you not at all. And I don't mind taking the light bill, the insurance. I don't mind helping you out on your car note every once in a while, but that household bill of rent, that either need to be 100% your duty or 100% my duty. But we not finna go 50-50 on
Well,
no
that's,
rent.
I
I
mean,
don't
feel like this.
That's your prerogative. You got to find the man that's willing to do that. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
and
I don't
that's
think too
based
many people
on.
evicted over 50-50 rent. I'm
But
sorry.
I'm just saying, and that's why I say that's your prerogative. You got to find the man that's going to do that. But I'm just saying, the economy is not based off your thoughts and the recognizance of your mind. You people have to live according to what they can afford, not the thoughts of a person's mind. So in an economical form, y'all would have to sit down, like Jazz was saying, and figure the thing out. You could say what you want all day, but if you can't afford but this much, that's all you can afford.
That exactly.
From my time, I got married at 20 years old. I took care of my wife all the 30 years that we were married. She ain't ever paid a bill. I asked her if she wanted to work or not. She ain't had to.
See?
I took care of everything.
See?
There was no doubt in my mind that was my job to do. There was no arguments. There was no fuss. There was no questions about the bills had they been paid, because they always were. So there was no question. She went and got a little job. I ain't bothered about that. We had 5 kids.
Right.
Well, what was there was no arguments about anything because we had a family to take care of. As we moved on and we got older and we divorced, we split. I bought my daughter a house. She living in my house right now with her husband. I gave my son a house that I have up here, and he's staying there with my ex-wife. I'm still paying. I paid for those houses. So now I'm looking for a house now for me to live in, because I'm in an apartment. It said, so I'm about to buy another house. So for me, I've always been a provider. Without any question, there's no doubt. My son can call me right now, Dad, can I get $200? I'm like, I'm a zealot to you right now.
Okay. Now, what he's talking about is what he can do. Every man can't do that. So if he could do that, that's he blessed to be able to do it. But every man can't just waddle that off like that. Every man.
So what I'm saying is, you shouldn't have this thing where y'all feel like women should have to accept or take a person that can't do that.
No. I didn't say have to take. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying was you would have to sit down with the person and figure out hold on, let me finish. Based on what y'all can afford, because you were talking about somebody who just got approved for on a combined thing of 300-something thousand. And then you said, well, you know how these people is, they gonna go for the max. That's idiocy. I'm saying you gotta stay within your economical means, and what I'm saying is to have an affordability life, an enjoyable life, not just to say what I got. I'm saying, but people can do whatever they want to do. I'm just saying you have to do what you do personally yourself, what you make for your economically. That's the type of man. If you demanding 100%, 100 over here, 200 over here, 50% over here, that's you. But I'm saying everybody not doing that. Most of the people are not doing that. They can't afford to live.
This is what I'm saying. This too, not to this, but to your question and this topic of the 50-50. If we're dealing with people, if there are people out there who are willing to say, hey, I'll take the boat, I'll pay the bills, I'll do this, I'll do that, you do your part and you do that part, then why is it always a stigma that women should have to choose a man that's doing 50-50? Because that's really what this topic is about.
Well,
it's really about women.
Here's your answer. Most women, black women per se, particularly, only make $49,000 a year. That's why. Wait a minute. You ask the question. I'm trying to finish. Most women only make $49,000 a year. And that's just say, for instance, most women on an average got 2 to 3 kids. $49,000 a year with 2 to 3 kids is like making $5 an hour. You need an additional income to be able to survive. That's why they saying that. Because you got to factor in all that car notes, kids, everything.
I'm sweating over here, Jazz, because my blood pressure going up.
She wants that 100.
I'm gonna tell you something. No, it's not that. I don't agree with that. Like,
that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Everybody different.
It makes no sense. You saying, oh, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. There are a lot of successful single women out here who are doing it.
Where?
Out here
Where?
In the streets,
where? You must ain't looked at the statistics lately. No, where? You must ain't looked at the statistics lately. It's a bunch of successful women that's in debt. That's what's out here. It's a bunch of that. They got credit cards, they got homes, they're in debt. We've got 86% of credit card debt in America
bring
right
your
now.
debt and combine it with my debt, and we still gonna be wet in debt.
I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you said it's a bunch of successful women. 86% of America is in credit card debt. Now, it might be more now with the tariffs, and we got mass layoffs. Monique, this thing is not what you think it is. It's worse.
And it's a lot of black people who ain't got not now credit card. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, I can't speak for other people and this economy.
Hey, Monique, you know what?
I don't know what you're saying.
You know what? And let's be honest. I never had a credit card until 2 years ago. Never had one until 2 years ago. And now I'm like, and I still don't use them. I just have them because I was told I needed to get one.
I work with this woman, and to me, I thought she had more money than a little bit, and I was wondering why she was working at my job. And me and her had a conversation one day, and she said, Monique, actually, believe it or not, you have more income and more richness than me and a lot of white people because we live off credit. You go buy everything that you need to have on cash. So in my opinion, you're actually more rich and more well off than I am, because if my credit cards decline, if I don't pay my credit card bill, that's a problem. So that's what I'm trying to get to is what you're looking at as far as numbers. Some of that don't apply to us.
I'm gonna tell you about that lady at your job. I'm gonna tell you that lady at your job. The reason why she's doing that, and she said what she told you, because she don't understand how to work her credit. That's why she's talking about if she get declined. She don't know what she's doing. That ain't how you use credit. That's why she's in the position she's in. With that being said, y'all, good show. We gonna go on and
I would have loved to have talked about them politics though, but it's okay.
You know, we'll get to the politics. Or what you
we should have got to the politics when you put them in this video today.
Well, we talked about politics last week. We talked about tariffs. We talked about being bamboozled.
But why you put that in the video? Beginning?
Huh? Hey, why you put it in the video?
Hey, we get we can get to it. We gonna get to it. We ain't had enough time. Hey, Mr. Davis threw us for a loop, so we'll get back to it next week. Because
that wasn't in your plan. You ain't even had no question for it.
No, I do. I got questions for it. I got them. But Mr. Davis Mr. Davis got smoked hot. He flipped Jazz a little bit. I had to rewind a little bit.
Listen, baby. Listen, that man ain't flipped me now one bit. I told you he was JT Senior.
That motherfucker, he don't know who he talking to, man.
So I said, well, let me go back. I can say that for next week. I can use that for next week.
Now you ain't even got no questions written down.
I got plenty of questions for it. I got plenty of questions for
that.
He said, let me put this in there for Monique real quick.
I gotta get her back. I gotta get her blood back. Her blood boiling again. She been chilling too long.
Look, I didn't cuss more tonight than I ever did, man. I ain't cuss like this.
Yeah, that man had you swole.
Smoke don't never use cuss words.
He showed dope.
Look, and Jack didn't even lean into the camera. It was the body. When I seen the body shift,
I ain't no motherfucker.
Smoke thought he was back in the hood. He thought he was going back. Boys in the hood. These boys in the hood. Thank y'all for tuning in. Man, I wish we had more time. We'll get to some political stuff, man. I hope JT come in because I'm going to stick him on you with that politics. Man. You know that's what he likes. Politics. Yeah, you handle JT with the politics. Tune in next week. Subscribe, share.
Bring Mr. Sir back.
Oh yeah, we gotta get him some Wi-Fi. I think he uses the neighbor's Wi-Fi next door. That's why he doesn't stay on. He's doing like D Street. He's plugging in their house. But tune in next week. See y'all. This podcast.